Ignorance leads to waste. Welcome to this manly rant, where we rant about issues that crush my literacy, some people say femininity, and promote domestic excellence. Today it's a priestcraft rant. We are going to be discussing Mark 16, verses 1 to 8. Let's read from the King James Version today. We're grateful for your attention. And when the Sabbath was past, Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James, and Salome had bought sweet spices that they might come and anoint him. And very early in the morning, the first day of the week, they came unto the sepulchre at the rising of the sun. And they said among themselves, Who shall roll away the stone from the door of the sepulchre? When they looked, they saw that the stone was rolled away, for it was very great. And entering into the sepulchre, they saw a young man sitting on the right side, clothed in a long white garment, and they were frightened. And he said unto them, Be not affrighted. Ye seek Jesus of Nazareth, which was crucified. He is risen. He is not here. Behold the place where they laid him. But go now, tell his disciples and Peter, that he goeth before you into Galilee. There shall you see him, as he said unto you. Verse 8. And they went out quickly, and fled from the sepulchre, for they trembled, and were amazed. Neither said they anything to any man, for they were afraid. Mark 16, 1 to 8. Ignorance leads to waste. And our main title is on this topic of wasted spices. There are things we spend on based on doubting Jesus that we think are to honor him. The act of anointing Jesus for burial was done before Jesus' death. And this anonymous woman, many say Mary of Magdalene, is to be honored. Matthew 26:13. However, this same act, in this resurrection context of anointing his body, in Mark 16 verse 1, is dishonorable. Because, regardless of the value of the precious spices, it comes from doubt and disobedience, not faith. A 2016 study by the Religious Freedom and Business Foundation reported that the U.S. religious economy, including universities, hospitals, churches, etc., contributed over $1.2 trillion annually. Many homes and churches are spending trillions for rent, mortgages, scholarships, Bible school, health, tithes, etc. And Jesus' resurrection power is often absent in many of these institutions. Whilst many do significant social good, others are essentially dearly financing graves and not temples, and are trying to cover the stench of death rather than celebrate life and resurrection power, as they're often plagued with unequally yoked marriages, bankruptcy, and unruly children, amongst other issues. St. Paul discussed this when he said in works we deny him, Titus 1:16. Jesus of Nazareth wants true honor based on confidence, Romans 14:23, and obedience, 1 Samuel 15:22. To him, he wants true honor based on confidence and obedience to him, as he says this in John 4:23-24, the hour cometh and now is, when the true worshipper must worship in spirit and in truth. Father seeks such to worship him. The Sychar woman in that context in John 4 spoke about how the Samaritans worship in the mountain, etc. That must have been significant to them. But Jesus said they worshipped ignorantly. John 4:22. In ignorance, just like these women did, we waste significant resources and praise. And Satan loves ignorant worship and praise. Acts 19 verse 19 details the significant amount that was spent on witchcraft in Ephesus. St. Paul also spoke to ignorant worship in Athens in Acts 17 verse 23. Regardless of the cost, the money spent on the spices doesn't make it accepted by Yah. We cannot bribe our way into the kingdom. King David exhorted us to sing praises with understanding, Psalm 47 verse 7. So Jesus of Nazareth wants our worship to be mature and based on obedience more than emotion and tradition, as Yah engages true worshippers who obey Him. True worship cannot be based on disobedience and doubt. The disciples were told to go to Galilee, Matthew 28:10, and that is where Jesus meets them and blesses them miraculously, and then has breakfast with them in John 21. We make the main point that in ignorance we waste resources, just like these disciples in their best effort wasted these spices. We're grateful that you have come to the end of another manly rant. We do hope that you share your comments, questions, suggestions, disagreements in the comments section on YouTube. And you can also feel free to share this with someone. Why rob God and this world of you and your family? And until next time, be nuclear.